Yuji Itadori and the others arrive at the Star Corridor and finally come face to face with Master Tengen. Tengen greets everyone present, but noticeably ignores Yuki Tsukumo. Yuki immediately calls him out for it, pointing out that he greeted everyone except her. Tengen calmly replies that this is not their first meeting, hinting at a deeper history between them. Yuki then asks why he sealed the tomb barriers earlier. Tengen admits that he suspected she might be cooperating with Kenjaku. When Yuki asks who Kenjaku is, Tengen finally begins revealing the truth that has been hidden for so long. The being currently walking around in Suguru Geto's body isn't Geto at all. It's Kenjaku, an ancient sorcerer who has lived for over 1,000 years, surviving by swapping bodies like clothes. Over the centuries he has possessed many people, including the infamous sorcerer Noritoshi Kamo, and now he's using Geto's body. Yuji then asks something that's been bothering him since they arrived. Why does Tengen look so inhuman? Tengen explains that although he is technically immortal, his aging never stopped. 12 years ago he failed to merge with the star plasma vessel, the process that normally stabilizes him. Because that merger never happened, his evolution accelerated beyond control. His existence has now changed so drastically that he's no longer entirely human. Megumi quickly redirects the conversation to the real reason they came. He asks two direct questions. What exactly is Kenjaku planning? And how can they open the prison realm and free Satoru Gojo? Tengen agrees to answer everything, but first he sets a condition. At least 2 powerful sorcerers must stay behind to protect him. This surprises everyone. They had assumed that Tengen, an immortal being protected by powerful barriers, would be completely safe. But Tengen explains the truth. Because he has evolved so far beyond human form, he has become closer to a cursed spirit than a human. That means someone with cursed spirit manipulation could control him. And right now, Kenjaku possesses the body of Suguru Geto, the very sorcerer who had that exact technique. If Kenjaku reaches Tengen, he could capture and control him instantly. Understanding the danger, Yuki Tsukumo and Choso volunteer to stay behind and guard Tengen. With protection secured, Tengen finally reveals Kenjaku's true objective. Kenjaku wants to force the evolution of humanity across all of Japan. But not slowly, and not naturally. He plans to flood the entire country with cursed energy and see what humanity becomes on the other side. The ultimate goal is to merge all humans with Tengen himself, creating an entirely new form of existence. Yuji struggles to understand how one being could merge with millions of people. Tengen explains that his evolution has spread his existence across the world. His soul now exists everywhere. If humans merge with him, they could become something far beyond sorcerers. A completely new kind of being. But if those merged humans lose control, the result could be catastrophic. Tokyo would only be the beginning. Megumi then asks why Kenjaku went through all the trouble of using idol transfiguration to awaken sorcerers instead of simply transforming everyone using barrier techniques. Tengen explains that such a massive transformation requires an enormous amount of cursed energy, far more than Kenjaku currently has. And that's where the culling game comes in. The culling game is essentially a giant cursed energy harvesting system. As sorcerers fight and kill each other inside the colonies, massive amounts of cursed energy are released. Kenjaku plans to collect all of that energy and use it to complete the merger with Tengen. Tengen then reveals something even more unsettling. Kenjaku has actually attempted this plan multiple times over the past 1,000 years, and every time he failed for the same reasons. A Six Eyes user would always appear and stop him. And Tengen would always merge with a star plasma vessel, maintaining stability. But this time, everything changed. 12 years ago, Toji Zenin assassinated the star plasma vessel, stopping Tengen's merger and triggering his evolution. Later, a sorcerer with cursed spirit manipulation was born, Suguru Geto. Eventually, Kenjaku obtained the prison realm, allowing him to seal the strongest Six Eyes user of all time, Satoru Gojo. Every obstacle that had stopped Kenjaku for centuries disappeared. For the first time in 1,000 years, his plan might actually succeed. Megumi then asks about the culling game itself. Tengen explains that Kenjaku isn't even the game master. Even if Kenjaku dies, the culling game will continue until every player is dead. There is no winner. No final survivor. The game only ends when every participant has been consumed by it. Players earn points by killing others. 5 points for sorcerers and 1 point for non-sorcerers. If a player collects 100 points, they can add a new rule to the game. However, that rule cannot contradict any existing ones. And the rules are brutal. If an awakened player refuses to participate within 19 days, their curse technique will be removed, which results in death. If a player's points remain unchanged for 19 days, they are also executed. Yuji realizes what this means. To survive, he may eventually have to kill. Megumi then explains his own goal. His sister Tsumiki has been forced into the culling game as a player. The only way to save her is to collect enough points and create a new rule that allows players to leave the game. At the same time, freeing Gojo is absolutely essential. If anyone can end Kenjaku's plan instantly, it's him. That's when Tenjin reveals something important. He possesses the back gate of the prison realm, essentially the exit door. For a brief moment, it feels like hope has finally appeared. But of course, there's a catch. Opening it requires a technique capable of completely nullifying curse techniques. The two cursed tools that could do this, the inverted spear of heaven and the black rope, were both destroyed by Gojo himself years ago. Just as the situation seems hopeless, Tenjin reveals one final possibility. Among the culling game players is a 1,000-year-old sorcerer known as Angel, whose real name is Hana Kurusu. Her technique can extinguish other cursed techniques entirely, meaning she might be able to open the prison realm. According to Tenjin, Angel is somewhere inside the Tokyo colony. With all the information laid out, the group begins forming a plan. Yuki and Choso will remain behind to protect Tenjin. Maki decides to raid the Zenin clan's vault to gather powerful curse tools. Yuta volunteers to enter one of the colonies alone to gather information. To avoid killing each other accidentally, the others agree to enter separate colonies. But this creates another terrifying possibility. If Yuji loses control and Sukuna takes over while they're separated, no one will be there to stop him. Before leaving, Maki gives Yuji and Megumi another task. They must recruit Kinji Hikari, a suspended third-year student from Jujutsu High. When Yuji asks how strong Hikari is, Yuta calmly replies that Hikari might even be stronger than him when he gets worked up. As everyone prepares to leave, Yuji thanks Choso for everything. Choso simply tells him not to die, before breaking down in tears. And just when the episode seems ready to end, the scene suddenly shifts. We meet a struggling comedian named Fumihiko Takaba, performing to a nearly empty crowd. His jokes fall flat, his boss insults him, and he's fired on the spot for being unfunny. As Takaba leaves the stage defeated, a mysterious man approaches him and delivers a cruel observation. There are only two kinds of comedians: those who are actually funny, and those who believe they're funny. He asks Takaba which one he is. And with that unsettling question hanging in the air, the episode comes to an end.